Well, today let's take a look at this 2007 Audi Q7. Now the Q7 was actually introduced in the 2007 model year, and it's one of Audi's best sellers. I mean, it's their 7-passenger large crossover SUV. These things, you know, they sell like crazy to a lot of luxury car buyers just because they are looking for, you know, that luxury with the versatility and then room for their family. Now 07, like I said, is the first model year. This car's still in its first generation. I mean, the 2012 model pretty much looks like this. The car's gotten some updates over the past few years. 09, they added the 3-liter turbo diesel engine. 2011 is when they really replaced some powertrains. They got rid of the 4.2 and the 3.6, replaced it with the 3-liter supercharged V6 that they use in all their products. This particular one is a 4.2 V8 premium. And this vehicle, what a lot of people may not know actually, is based off the Porsche Cayenne and the Volkswagen Touareg platform. It's the largest vehicle out of those two sister vehicles because this is a 7-seater while the Touareg and the Cayenne is only a 5-seater. It's about the same width as a Touareg. What Audi pretty much did with the platform is stretch it about 13 inches to make room for a third-row seat. You know, when this vehicle came out, it's a very striking vehicle, and it still looks pretty modern today. Of course, the 2012, 2013 models with the new LED lights in the front look much better, look much more Audi. They have more of the Audi family face. This one's a little bit of the older design, but it's still a nice-looking vehicle. This particular one is the premium. There's two trims. There's the base premium. This one's the premium because it's got the 20-inch wheels, it's got the backup camera and stuff like that. It's a fairly good condition car. This particular unit has about 77,000 miles on it. Now, coming inside, this vehicle does have smart key access and push button start. To lock the doors, you can push it here to lock the doors. It's locked. To unlock the doors, just touch it right there and it unlocks the doors, all while keeping the key on you. This particular one has, you know, like kind of like a gray leather interior. I guess Audi might call it stone or something like that. And the interior in here is very Audi. It's a very nice looking interior. Stepping inside, it's got a really nice, perfect step-in height. So it's easy to get in and out of this vehicle. Here's the key for the vehicle. It's an older Audi Volkswagen key. Now, without looking, how do you start this vehicle? You know, there's actually two ways. I actually mentioned outside that there was no push button start. And if you actually are looking and trying hard, you would think that a push button or a button to start the engine would be around here, but they actually give you a slot to insert the key and start the car, you know, like every other car. You can do it that way, or you can take the key out and look by the shifter right here. Voila, it actually says engine start stop right there. Two separate buttons. So basically put your foot on the brake, keep the key in the vehicle, and push this button. So there are actually two ways to start this vehicle. A little complicated. They honestly should have just left it as one way. Of course, that is Audi's 4.2-liter V8 that's been replaced pretty much. Now, shutting the door, the interior in here is very Audi. It's a nice looking interior, and it's in much better condition than that Touareg that I showed you guys a while back ago. All the windows are fully automatic, up, down. That's kind of expected for this really expensive luxury SUV. The materials in here are soft touch. They're not very pliable. It's not a very pliable soft touch material, but the graining is nice and it's high quality. And right now it's beeping at me because of the seatbelt. It's kind of annoying. This is Audi's older steering wheel, but it does still have Audi's MMI interface here. Basically, there's the 4 quadrants here on the screen, and you use this little knob to turn the wheel here, similar to what I showed you in that A5. It's probably a system that a lot of owners get used to. What's weird is here's the volume. Wow, that scared me. Here's the volume instead of this. I would probably want to turn that, and they have it centered toward the passenger, which is weird. I'd like it to be centered toward the driver. The Q7s all come with a 6-speed automatic with a sport mode and a manual shift mode. You have quad zone automatic climate control in this vehicle. You can see there's also a CD changer as well. Coming to the door panels, it's all soft touch materials, and you have real wood and real aluminum trim. All nice stuff here. It's padded here with leather. It's really nice feeling leather material. Now, here's an interesting thing. How do you guys open the glove box? Just stare at it for a second. What do you think? Which button do you think opens the glove box? I sat here for about 10 minutes pushing every button, trying to figure it out. And then I realized, oh, it's right there. There we go. There's the glove box. It seems a little weird to me. They should have just made it a regular latch, honestly, just because that's gonna break one day. It is lined with felt, and it's damped as well. It's a pretty nice size glove box, but there's no USB or auxiliary input jack in here. I was looking and looking. There's no USB or auxiliary input jack, but you do get your puny cup holders like in every other European car. Now, coming to the back seat, the Q7 is a very practical vehicle. It seats 7 passengers. I guess that's why they call it the Q7. The legroom in here is actually pretty nice. It's a really nice size, and you have a nice big armrest here, center console for storage there, and then you have cup holders right here. And like I said, it has quad zone climate control, and this particular one has a huge panoramic sunroof. Very large. It even extends to the 3rd row. It just makes for a very airy and open cabin, so that's very nice. And you have vents over here and over there for the rear seat passengers. So your rear seat passengers are still spoiled. The materials are carried over, soft touch here, and then you even have manual rear sunshades for the back seat passenger. Now, accessing the 3rd row for this vehicle is done by pulling this lever right here, and the seat slides forward, and you can see it's a very tight 3rd row. I don't really want to climb back there, but the materials back here are hard plastic, surprisingly, so they didn't really carry over, but they did put some really nice carpet in here though. That's my favorite feature about the Q7, is definitely the nice carpet that they use in this vehicle. Now, the Q7 does have a power operated tailgate. You can see it's kind of a weird design. The whole taillight assembly is sitting on that tailgate, so when the tailgate's up, the vehicle has no tailgates or tail lights. You can see here typical Audi Volkswagen stuff here. Nice aluminum trim, metal trim here. Looks good. It's really nicely finished. The cargo air capacity is a tad small with the rear seat up, but most people will probably fold these seats down because they're kind of mini 3rd row. And when you fold them down, you get pretty good space back here for your cargo and whatnot. And to close the tailgate, just push this button and it closes for you. Under the hood, you have a very beautiful looking 4.2 liter V8. This is Audi's signature engine before the 3 liter supercharged V6 started replacing everything. But this particular one has direct injection. That's what the FSI stands for. You can see the direct injectors sitting there on the valve covers. It makes 350 horsepower, 325 foot-pounds of torque, made it to a 6-speed automatic. This is the top engine in 07. Premium gas, and this thing's not exactly a gas saver. 1318 is what it's rated. Quattro all-wheel drive is standard on this vehicle. Great numbers and a great sounding engine, but this vehicle is 5,300 pounds, so let's take a look at how it drives. Alright, so for those of you who are interested in this used luxury crossover, let's take a look at how this car drives. I really like the dashboard and the gauges and just the atmosphere in this car. It's, you know, I love the way Audis feel, and this car doesn't disappoint. What does disappoint, however, though, is right as soon as you get on the gas and start, you know, maneuvering this vehicle, it feels big. I know some people associate that big feeling with luxury and quality. I'm kind of the opposite. I want a vehicle to feel smaller and nimbler than its size suggests, and this car feels bigger than its actual size suggests. But it's really up to your taste. I don't really like this big feeling this car gives you. And I'll show you more of what I mean when we get on the road. So a nice burly V8 exhaust note. The engine sounds fantastic. I'm not gonna complain about the engine. What I am gonna complain about is the actual acceleration. This car's engine doesn't match the brute force of the acceleration. You know why? That 5,300 pound curb weight, you feel it. For a V8 with 350 horsepower, this car just is a little lacking in the power department. And you know, you got 6 gears here, and the transmission's a good partner. It's very willing to downshift and get you into the power band, but the car's the weight just really hampers the V8 performance. Guys who choose the V6 are going to be really disappointed with how slow this car is. I read that the V8 takes 8 seconds to get to 60, while the V6 is at 10 seconds. So that's unacceptable for any luxury vehicle in my book. I mean, but that V8 sounds great. It doesn't have enough pull for me. A Flex EcoBoost would really, you know, walk over this thing in a drag race, but of course those two aren't in the same class. But I'm just saying, comparing to what I've driven. Now, what this vehicle does compete with is the Acura MDX, the BMW X5, Mercedes GLK class or GL class, and the Q7 is looking a little long in the tooth, the current one, definitely. However, I have not driven the 3-liter supercharged V6, and I really would like to take that for a drive. But anyways, these Q7s are very hot. They're one of Audi's best-selling models. So if you're in the market for a used one, and you find one that's in pretty good shape like this one, they're still a really nice car. They're very smooth. Something about Audis is they're very smooth. But anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed my quick overview of this 2007 Audi Q7. If you're in the market for a luxury crossover, check one out. Thanks so much. I'll catch you guys later.